This should not be shocking to anyone. The Mexican migrants want Biden to win because they know they can get in this country. If Trump wins, they know it's not a chance in hell they'll get in here. So they are cheering on Joe Biden. So these illegal immigrants waiting to cross the southern border into the US say they want President Biden to win re-election in November because they fear they would not be allowed in the country if former President Donald Trump gains control of the White House. If it's Trump, it doesn't matter how much I work or want to work, they won't let me in. So this is what one of the migrants said. And, he and hundreds of others wait to cross the border at a makeshift encampment in Mexico. Alejandra Falco, he says that he has spent the last 8 months traveling to the border, and he's from Caracas, Venezuela. Also said that if Biden doesn't win, I can't imagine what will happen. Wow, they are really riding everything on Biden. Well, they can't even vote. So, in all honesty, does it really matter how they feel? It don't really matter how they feel at the end of the day. They can't vote. So these illegals, they said during the time Trump was in his first term, he tried to tackle immigration by cutting down the number of refugees getting green cards and visas, and had attempted to build a wall across the border, but wound up deporting few undocumented illegals than his predecessor. Yeah, Barack Obama did deport more than Donald Trump. But y'all know they paid those immigrants. Remember when Donald Trump was in office and he had separated their families? Do you know they reached a settlement and paid those illegals a settlement for that? I'm just saying. Soon after he was voted out of office, illegal border crossings surged. So they said it surged immediately at an all time high of 2.2 million in 2022 after Donald Trump left office. Nearly 7.3 illegals have now crossed into the southwest border into the US since Biden took office in 2021, a figure greater than the population of 36 individual states, according to according to the report. So the president vowed in his early days to rescind Title 42, which allowed illegals to be turned away at the border. They now simply have to claim they have incredible fear of returning to their home countries to be let into the US and are given a ticket to appear in court. Isn't that amazing? That's all they have to say. And they get into the border, and the Haitians are running from all this turmoil going on. And DeSantis is coming with what is he? He's down there coming up with all kinds of ways to block them from coming to Florida. And they have a legitimate reason. And now, he wants the ones that are there, he wants to send them to Martha Vineyards. So, anyway, but the illegal immigrants may remain in the US for years before their cases are heard in the court system and may travel throughout the country, making it harder for immigration officials to track them down. On the campaign trail, Trump has hit out at Biden for what he calls the border bloodbath, as illegals in major cities continue to commit major crimes. His efforts have seemed to pay off, with nearly 7 in 10 voters saying they disapprove of Biden's handling of the border. And A growing number of voters also expressed concerns at the poll about the number of illegal immigrants committing crimes in the US. In an apparent effort to win back voters, Biden vowed in January to shut the border down until he could get it back under control. You know what, y'all? I wouldn't take Biden's word for nothing. He's just trying to get reelected. He may tell you, "Oh, I'll shut the border down in January," and as soon as he wins reelection, he'll just leave the floodgate open. Yeah, I believe he would do that. I believe he would do it. Absolutely. So he was trying at the time to corral Republicans into supporting a bipartisan Senate supplemental spending bill that included money for border security. But the bill went belly up in the Senate, with Democrats blaming Republicans for wanting to preserve the border issue for the November election. Now, Biden's campaign manager insisted in an interview that the president doesn't talk about shutting down the border. And it's not, they're not advocating for shutting down the border. Exactly. That's why I'm saying Biden can tell people, "Oh, I'm going to shut the border down." And, because he has done stuff like that. He'll tell you one thing, get in office, and doesn't do anything. He's already done it. In a statement, the White House spokesman, Andrew Bates, said it's very simple. Biden, the Border Patrol Union, and the Chamber of Commerce are fighting for the toughest, fairest bipartisan border security deal in history. But congressional Republicans stated reasons for blocking the historic legislation is that Donald Trump is afraid that making Americans safer would diminish him politically. So they've sided with the fentanyl traffickers instead. So the Biden administration has removed or returned more people in 10 months than any year of the Trump administration base claim. And while we do not comment on the 2024 election, non citizens do not vote. No, they don't, not unless y'all pull something sneaky and they get the vote. But y'all, please tell me what you think. All I got to say is I don't believe nothing Biden is saying. I don't believe when January comes, he's going to shut anything down. Don't have no reason to believe it either. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.